It's time for you to be ready for an adventure into the most complex and mysterious object in the known universe, the human brain. Opening up to learning something new is like holding the key to a treasure chest of limitless possibilities. The moment you decide to learn, it's as if you've unlocked a doorway into a universe brimming with potential, just waiting for you to explore. You see, our brains are remarkably dynamic and adaptable. They're not fixed, but rather capable of continuous growth and transformation. This process, called neuroplasticity, shows us that when we learn something new, our brain changes, and these changes can happen surprisingly fast. The way our brain works is like a vast, intricate network where highways of nerve fibers carry information. Every new thing we learn or experience stimulates a new path in this network, a new connection between neurons. Now, the more we reinforce this learning or experience by repeating it, the stronger this neural pathway becomes. In a sense, the brain begins to rewire itself, giving preference to these new, frequently used paths, making them faster and more efficient. Now, this doesn't just apply to tangible skills or knowledge, like learning to play the piano or understanding quantum physics. It also applies to your thought patterns, behaviors, and beliefs. Think about it. Every time you challenge an old, limiting belief, you're paving the way for a new, empowering one. Every time you replace a negative thought with a positive one, you're laying down new tracks in your brain. And every time you consciously choose to react differently to a situation, you're rewiring old patterns of behavior. And here's the really exciting part. This rewiring doesn't take a lifetime. In fact, it can happen remarkably fast. The power of our thoughts, backed by consistent actions, can lead to swift, profound changes in our brain circuitry. Imagine the implications of that. If you want to change your life, all you need to do is change your thoughts, learn new things, embrace new experiences, and your brain does the heavy lifting, rewiring itself to accommodate these changes. As such, it's like we're standing at the helm of a vast ship of potential, with the power to chart our course towards growth, transformation, and personal evolution. We are capable of learning and unlearning, of transforming ourselves and our lives. It's in our hands, and more accurately, it's in our brains. We did this research some years ago. Imagine this, a group of individuals who had never touched a piano. We divided these musical novices into 4 distinct groups, each assigned a unique task. Their mission was to dedicate a couple of hours every day for a fortnight. Their task? Well, it revolved around the piano, but with a twist. What added a dash of mystery to this already intriguing experiment? Their brains were scanned before and after the experiment, like a thrilling before and after reveal. The first group was handed a precise set of tasks. They were to play certain scales, chords, and one-handed exercises on the piano over and over again. For 2 weeks, they diligently practiced, fingers flying over the keys, creating a symphony of repetition. But when the scientists peered into their brains at the end of 2 weeks, they found an unexpected surprise. New circuits had blazed into existence, lighting up areas that were previously dormant. It was as if the act of learning something new and constantly practicing it had given birth to these fresh connections, a brilliant memory crafted from scratch. The second group was given the freedom to play the piano as they desired, with no boundaries or particular instructions. It was a pianist's dream, an open stage and the freedom to create music. But what happened after 2 weeks of this musical mayhem? Well, nothing. Their brains showed no remarkable changes. They were unable to remember or establish a consistent pattern of what they had learned, and thus their brain circuits remained largely untouched. What about Group 3? Well, they pulled a disappearing act, not showing up for the experiment. Consequently, their brains remained as they were, untouched by the power of musical practice. Now let's turn our attention to the fourth group, the dark horses of this experiment. They were assigned the task of mentally rehearsing the one-handed exercises for the same 2 hours daily over 2 weeks. But here's the catch. They never physically played the piano. Imagine their surprise when after 2 weeks their brain scans mirrored the first group. Just by the power of focused thought, they too had etched new circuits into their brains. So what does this intriguing study reveal? It's simple yet profound. Learning something new creates new connections in our brain. And the magic glue that holds these connections alive? Repetition. By repeating the action or thought, we establish a long-lasting relationship between neurons. This experiment demonstrated that even mentally rehearsing an idea every day could jumpstart certain brain circuits, crafting a blueprint for our future selves. During these mental and physical rehearsals, there were moments when the participants completely lost themselves in the task. Time and space became irrelevant, and they slipped into a state of flow. This level of intense concentration is a golden ticket to the quantum field, a realm where we can reconfigure and reprogram our brains. This incredible process is largely driven by the brain's frontal lobe, the maestro that allows us to make our thoughts more tangible than any external reality. So take a moment to consider the possibilities. What if you could weave new circuits in your brain? Would it shift your perceptions, reveal something you've been overlooking? The key to this magical transformation is continuous learning and novel experiences. Every time you learn something new or have a unique experience, you are essentially creating a new neural pathway in your brain. We humans are different from other species that evolve over millennia. Our evolution is turbocharged, all thanks to our frontal lobe. We have the capability to morph and adapt in a year, a week, or even a day. The idea here is to fall head over heels for something you haven't yet experienced. By focusing all your thoughts on this abstract concept, you could bring it into reality. Your dreams and ambitions, be they wealth, success, or any other life goal, might seem like distant visions. Yet the reality is that the very act of envisioning them, consistently and with clarity, can be the crucial first step towards turning these dreams into reality. It's like setting the GPS of your mind towards your desired destination, and this process begins with wiring your brain for your goal. But how do you go about doing that? Let's dive deeper. To wire your brain for a goal is to attune your mind to the frequency of your ambition. It involves focusing your thoughts, beliefs, and actions towards your desired outcome, to such an extent that your goal becomes an inseparable part of your identity. It becomes implicitly wired into your neural circuits and woven into the fabric of your consciousness. So how do you set this process in motion? One key aspect is visualization. Visualizing your goal vividly and regularly is like creating a mental rehearsal, a mind movie, if you will. When you imagine your success, the brain can't differentiate between the mental imagery and actual reality. Hence, it starts creating neural pathways supporting your goal, as if it were already achieved. But just thinking about your goal isn't enough. You need to feel it, breathe it, and live it. It's the emotional engagement with your goal that adds a potent layer of reinforcement to the neural wiring process. Feel the thrill of success, the gratification of wealth, or the satisfaction of achieving your goal. Let these feelings saturate your mind and body, strengthening the newly formed connections in your brain. Now add consistent, goal-directed actions into the mix. Every action you take towards your goal serves to further entrench these neural connections, cementing them into your subconscious. It becomes a non-declarative memory, a part of your learned behavior. And once this happens, your goal becomes a natural extension of you. It no longer remains an external target, but rather an inherent part of your identity. This is when the magic happens. You will find your goal manifesting seamlessly in your life. Opportunities will appear as if out of thin air. Your decision-making becomes more aligned with your ambition, and you become a magnet for success. So remember, the journey towards achieving your dreams begins in the mind. You have the power to shape your destiny by rewiring your brain for your goals. Embrace this power, set your mental GPS towards your dreams, and embark on the exciting journey of turning your dreams into reality. So as dawn breaks each day, challenge yourself. Who do you aspire to be? Can you mentally rehearse your ideals, activate those specific brain circuits, and create a reality that aligns with your dreams? This is the true, awe-inspiring power of rewiring your brain for the future you long for. Embrace it and become the architect of your destiny. Let's celebrate this incredible power we possess. Let's embrace the willingness to learn, to be open to new ideas, experiences, and ways of thinking. Let's remember that every new piece of knowledge or skill we acquire, every old belief we challenge, and every new behavior we adopt not only transforms us but reshapes our brain itself. And the speed at which this happens can be breathtaking. Truly, when we open ourselves up to learning, we step into a realm of accelerated manifestation and endless possibilities.